Good everyone. I hope you guys have an amazing day. So what I'm going to do today in this episode, I will be talking about the certification you should be taking in 2023. And this is for those people who are new to Salesforce space. If you're someone who got a lot of experience, got a lot of certification, then I would not recommend you to watch this video because you could do something else, right? I mean, it's just going to be a waste of your time. But for whatever reason, if you wanted to hang in there, so you're most welcome. Okay, so now if you're someone who never appeared in any Salesforce certification, then you might be wondering, right, which certification I should go for in 2023. Okay, so you're in the right uh, channel for that. Now, when you come to this specific page, right, the trailhead.salesforce.com, you might see this specific certification just sticking right in front of your face. That's the Salesforce Associate. And you must be thinking, can I go for this certification? Well, the answer to that question is yes and no, right? The reason why I would not recommend you go for this certification because this is just a watered down admin certification. And I have seen the topic, so I'll take you to the topic. It covers pretty basics. And I guess that's one of the way Salesforce wants to market this certification to say, hey, it's a pretty much watered down version of an admin certification, just to let you know that if you're interested to get into the Salesforce space. But that's not a good argument, though, right? They still ask you to spend money just to, just to see if you're really interested into Salesforce. That's really a very bad way to, get someone into Salesforce. It seems to me it's like a clickbait kind of thing. So I personally will not recommend you guys to get into Salesforce using this certification. Obviously, I know you guys are here because you wanted to get into Salesforce space because for whatever reason, either your friend might be in Salesforce or you might really wanted to kickstart your career from a different domain. So if that's the requirement, if that's the case, then I will not recommend you guys to take this certification. This is just a rubbish certification, in my personal opinion. It doesn't talk about flows. It does not explain about a lot of things, right, which you as an admin should know. Right. So let me ask you this. Okay. You go and appear for the certification, you clear the certification, and what exactly are you looking for after that? Are you going to try as an admin or are you going to try as a developer? So if you wanted to try as an admin or if you wanted to try as a developer, I hate to break this to you, you will not find job in either of the space using this certification. So the way I recommend is old school, the way I've done it, the way others people have done it. If you're getting into Salesforce space, right, forget about this junk, right? This is not a good certification. Go to Salesforce Administrator, right? And I would highly encourage you to go for admin cert first. Admin is one of the most beautiful Salesforce cert out there. It teaches you a lot of things. It's talks about a lot of different topics. It talks about Service Cloud. It talks about Sales Cloud. It talks about flows. It will teach you about even the approval process. A lot of different things which you as an admin should know. So, in my personal opinion, if you wanted to start with Salesforce, and if you're looking to take certification 2023, I would highly encourage you to start with admin certification. It's really worth it. It's one of the best certification out there. Once you clear that, then depending upon your interest, if you wanted to get into development or if you wanted to continue as an admin, then I will highly encourage you to let's say you wanted to continue as an admin, you don't want to get into development space, then I would highly encourage you to go for platform app builder certification. Um, with the platform app builder certification, you will learn a lot of point and click process. You will not learn anything about Apex or LWC using platform app builder, but you will learn a lot about flows. You will learn a lot about approval process. You will learn a lot about the data migration. You will learn a lot about data import and export kind of stuff. And you will learn about this, different stuff. So let me show you what all stuff you learn. Okay, you learn about Lightning Experience customization, what is Service Cloud. You will learn about App Exchange Solution, data security, identity basics, reports and dashboard, right? You'll learn about mobile app customization, chatter, data modeling, leads and opportunity, data management. I spoke about in a minute. Uh, so duplicate management, which is very important. Duplicate management is really critical. This topic you will also learn in an admin search. So a lot of things are crossover. So you will find home when you take platform app builder. So I always encourage people to take admin first, then after that you can go for platform dev one or platform app builder, because you need to have a good understanding of the platform, right? Because the thing is that most of the developers, I'll talk about the development space in a second, but one thing I wanted to address that most of the developers, right, say if you're a Java developer or C# developer, the mistake they make when they enter into the Salesforce space, they assume everything is code, which is not the case. A lot of things in Salesforce you can do without writing code. So that's one thing you need to understand. And then you talk about the screen flow, different kinds of flow, building an app, right? Lightning App Builder, app, different kinds of the deployments models, right? You can talk about org-based deployment, package-based deployment, chain set, kind of things, right? And then, I will highly encourage you to take uh, Super Badge, because it will help you prepare better. So this is one certification I will highly encourage if this is your second cert, and if you don't want to get into development space, right? So you can take this. Um, Now, if you're someone who wanted to get into development space, if you wanted to get your hand dirty in code, you wanted to write Apex code, you wanted to write LWC, then I would highly encourage you to go to the Salesforce developer section. And then you can also, the first certification I would highly encourage you to take is the Platform Dev one. Platform Dev one will cover basics about Apex, LWC. It talks about Visual Force page, different kinds of deployment process, how to write a test class, a lot of different things you can learn using this certification, right? Usually, I mean, I will not encourage you to go and take the certification straight away. I'll often encourage people to do some hands-on, prepare well, and then go and take it, right? Because most of the biggest misconception people have in this Salesforce space is that just because you know how to write Apex, right, you can go and write code. That's not always the case. Coding is not just about putting a few stuff together, and writing it. You need to understand proper design pattern. You need to understand, separation of concern principles. So it comes with experience, but this is a very good experience to start with. So just have. And then if you are advanced developer, you can always go for Platform Dev 2, which is a pretty good certification in my opinion. And then we have different other certifications if you are wanting to look into the Salesforce. Other area of expertise like industry cloud, you can go for Omni Studio Developer, which is getting very popular. I got Omni Studio Developer. I mean, I've also created the video series, not the video series, just one video uh, about Omni Studio, how to build the stuff using Omni Studio. If you want, you can check it out, right? I also have a free course on Platform Dev 1. You can check it out. It's in the YouTube series. I also have a free course on Platform Dev App Builder as well. So if you want, you can check that out as well. If you wanted to give JavaScript, I will say it's up to you. I mean, I personally didn't find it much valuable, JavaScript developer one. You don't really need a JavaScript developer certification, right? You can go to React, page. You can learn JavaScript from there. You can go to Google Angular page. You can learn JavaScript from there. You don't really need to spend $200 to get the JavaScript developer. There are a lot of JavaScript course out there which is free, covers extensive details, right? You don't need to really rely on the Salesforce because it's a vanilla JavaScript, right? And you obviously don't. Salesforce does not own the copyright for JavaScript. JavaScript, it's an open source tech, so you can learn from any place. Then that's something you can look into it. I mean, if you're someone starting for the first time, right, in Salesforce space, I will not encourage you to go into the architect space because one of the misconceptions people have that just because you take this architect certification, you'll become an architect. That's not how it works, right? I mean, I've seen people with application architect, system architect, that still don't work as an architect because um, it has to come from experience. right? Just because you have taken sharing visibility certification or integration architect doesn't mean that you will become an architect by default. Architecture is a journey which comes with a lot of experience, right? I personally, you see, I got like almost 15 years experience in tech space, right? I've been I architect a lot of systems in the .NET space. Then I got into Salesforce, and I joined as I came into Salesforce space as an architect, even without much experience. But I bought my architecture experience from other domains, so for me it was pretty easy, to understand. A lot of things. There's a crossover. If you're a SAP architect, you can work as a Salesforce architect. You just need to understand a platform a bit, right? But if you've never been an architect, you will not understand how the architecture stuff works. It doesn't matter that just because you have some understanding of the platform, you need to think from an architect. An architect always asks why instead of how, right? So as long as you get that concept right, you can become an architect. But if you are, like I said, if you're new to Salesforce space and if you're coming from SAP, right? If you've been an architect for years, then you can easily go and take this Salesforce architect certification, and it will be an easy transition for you. But if you're someone who's a fresh intern or who just recently graduated from university, uh, then I will not encourage you to go and take the Salesforce Architect certification in 2023 because it's too early for you guys. And I mean, you can go and take it if you want, but I personally believe you should focus on admin and app builder and platform dev one. If you can nail these one this year, that would be great, right? But then, if you have a lot of other experience, say for instance, if you're not an SAP um, consultant, if you're coming from Microsoft, CRM, you can still go and appear for architect certification. But even for that, there are certain prerequisites. Okay, so if you wanted to call yourself as an application architect, you need to get platform dev one, you need to get app builder, you need to get sharing and visibility, then the data architect. If you wanted to get the system architect, that's a little bit trickier. Then you need to have app builder. I think, hang on a second, you need to have platform dev one, integration architect, identity architect, development lifecycle architect. So you can take those one. I mean, if you wanted to take a course, I have a course on this architect certification. Right, look at my inspiratesolution.com. If you want, you can take a course. It's pretty cheap. So yeah, I mean, this is all I wanted to talk about, right? This video is for someone who's new to Salesforce, right? Like I said, I mean, it's not for experienced consultants. So I would highly encourage you to start with admin if you're confused. Where to start? Admin is the best place. Then, depending upon development or non-development, you can go for app builder or platform dev one. So if you're really a hardcore dev, then you can go for platform dev one, platform dev two. If you want, like I said, JavaScript, I will not increase the certification, but if you really want it, it's up to you. So then there's the pinnacle of the cert, right? The technical architect. That's something you need to go for the review board, and it's expensive certification, right? So it needs a lot of preparation. So it's something if you're looking forward to achieve it, that's fine. But like I personally, I'm not looking forward to get the technical architect because it consumes a lot of my time and energy. Instead, I should be doing something else, right? I can build the technology, I can sell it. I can, because the way I look at it, it's a very simple math for me. I need to spend 8,000 euro to go and get trained because there's a Flow Republic is there. Instead, I can invest that 8,000 euro into building a product, right? So that's which is exactly what I'm doing, and I can sell it, and I can sell that product, and I can make more money out of it. So the worst case, the best case scenario, if I get a technical architect, right, might get a 20 to 30K pay rise. But if I build a product and sell it, right, it can go to million or even go to billion, right? So I'm thinking from a long-term perspective. So I'm not really interested into getting the technical architect one. It adds no value to me either way. So that's my thinking, right? Because for me, if I have to invest money, I need to invest money in such a way so I can get a higher return of investment. And technical architect will not give me that, right? I call myself as a technical architect because I work as a technical architect. But I make pretty good money either way. So adding extra 20K, 30K won't make much difference in my paycheck either. So that's the reason why I'm not gonna prepare for it. I'm not gonna prepare for it. Um, so yeah, that's. I mean, if you're someone who's interested in it, go for it. I mean, many people pay for it. They call it as a pinnacle of certification, which is great because I personally won't be keen to go for it. So that's my choice. Okay, so that's all I wanted to talk in this specific episode, right? Because I don't wanted to talk about Salesforce marketing. Yeah, one more thing I just wanted to mention before I finish. There's a certification called Salesforce Consultant. It's pretty cool. I would say that if you wanted to get into uh, the sales cloud consultant or service cloud, then I would highly encourage you to check this out because they will talk in detail. So I have created a video series of service cloud consultant. Check my YouTube playlist. It's free. Omni Studio consultant is rubbish, right? I've got Omni Studio consultant and developer. It's just a waste of my time, I would say, right? Omni Studio is just garbage certification. You can go for Omni Studio Developer instead because this is just like I said. Salesforce wants to make money, so they come up with different certification, which most of the time don't make any sense. Like for instance, this one, right? The Salesforce Associate. You will not get job taking this certification. I can guarantee you that. This is just a rubbish certification, right? They say, okay, pay $75. Why do you pay $75? Make it free, right? If you're that much concerned about the people, right? So it just Salesforce certification is $1 billion industry. So their purpose is to make money. That's why Salesforce doesn't care when people use thumbs because for them it's all about making money, right? So which is fine. I mean, I personally believe that every company is there to make money, right? So I'm not against that principle. But what I'm against is that they come up with this kind of certification and say how cool it is, which is not great. So yeah, that's pretty much I wanted to talk in this episode. Thank you.